What is going on, guys? So, posting another video. I'm going to go over some data from FOMC's the Monetary Policy Report. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin, and then mainly I want to bring up the Monetary Policy Report because it has a lot to do with our alts, why alts are underperforming compared to other Bitcoin cycles. And then I'm going to go over some of the unemployment data or just labor data and then unemployment from last week and why that's good going into next week. And I think a lot of the data that we've gotten, especially the monetary policy report, is going to front for the markets to start pumping. But either way, I'm expecting for whichever one we get. I have a worst case, I have a best case scenario, but we should be positioned that if we get a worst case, those are good buying opportunities. And if we get a best case, then just get ready to take profit at price targets that we do have. Let's look at this. So I didn't really read this. I just went specifically to what I'm looking for, which is quantitative tightening. And on here, it is basically saying that they don't expect to go into quantitative easing till June. Super important. And then basically the data is saying that everything's easing right now. And although the Fed's data is always lagging, especially monetary policy is always lagging behind what actual economic activities, because they can have a huge impact on the market. So if the market tanks, then the Fed might see it fit for us to go into quantitative easing, which is quantitative easing is basically the Fed will pump up the markets. They'll start injecting liquidity into it. There's cons to that, especially in this part of the cycle, because eventually it would lead to a recession. It actually increases the risk of a recession, which is why right now they're still in quantitative tightening, because they want to bring down inflation. So that's their main goal, and they have made that their main goal for years now. But it also has to do with why small caps, alts, they're underperforming, and you still see the Mag 7, Bitcoin, certain top stocks, crypto. Essentially for crypto is just Bitcoin, and then for stocks, the Mag 7 and some of those that make up the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, why they are just continuing to outperform based on earnings and some other reasons. The fad right now is AI. So again, I didn't even mention, congratulations to Palantir investors. You are making bank. It's crazy. Now I think it's at 115, something like that. Originally, my top for that is 120. But anyways, I'll get to that later. The data, the unemployment data, the jobs, the jobs data, a little mixed, but it's easing. Basically, the labor market's easing. Unemployment is lower, which is good. So that means the market should be pumping. But if it doesn't, because of manipulation, whatever you want to call it, because the market be the market, it in case it goes down, I have worst case right here, and then best case scenario right here. Either one should be good for us. If you're still looking to buy on the dips, great time. And then if we do get our pump, anybody in short-term calls, you might not have to roll, depending on next week how it plays out. You might not have to roll over, but if the market gets wild, then yeah, you need a rollover. You need a de-risk as much as you can. What else I'm gonna go over? Oh yeah, altcoins. So altcoins, I'm gonna go over this. Ethereum, pretty much all the above. If you look at the pairs, basically Bitcoin is outperforming all its alt pairs, and I think really what it comes down to is monetary policy is really what's affecting altcoins, small caps, and the lesser thans. And because we're not printing, the Fed ain't printing, we're in a hawkish environment technically. These alts are just they're just underperforming, to say the least right now. Fear ingredient index, if I go to that, we're pretty low. So a bounce is expected. But when I look at TA, I'm kind of like mixed. because this candle on Bitcoin is super bullish, but it just hasn't made a move. It needs to make a move, which I think next week we'll get that move. And I had another question recently if we're near a top. So this is one of the indicators to know if we are at a top for Bitcoin in cycle. It's the Pi cycle top indicator. So it's the 111 EMA. When it crosses with the bull support band, or in this case it'd be the 250 EMA, or I'm sorry, is it the one? It's 150 or 250. But when they cross, if you look in the second they cross, that was the top. So if you look at the lines, there's a massive gap between them. We're not near it, and we still, in terms of like, I'd say like for stocks, the cycle, yeah, we're not near it. But I still stand by us more likely getting a, they call it a left cycle, but basically like halfway through the cycle, we'll probably be top. That's what I'm thinking. So like May, June, max July. I don't think so. I think at that point, I think June will probably be the max on peak. We'll see where we go from there. What else? Oh yeah, with alts. So because the monetary policy, they said they won't go into quantitative easing till June. Basically, I expect alts to front run that because now the Fed's put that information out. So most likely May we will get our alt season. All these pump ups from this alt season. Pump ups in alts. I can't even say it. It doesn't even compare to like previous crypto alt seasons. It really doesn't in terms of return on investment. But like I've said in a previous video, because there's like so many altcoins and meme coins and garbage coins being made, that slices of the pie are getting cut, and then what makes up the pie, the liquidity, the return on investment, is getting slimmer. So I think the best a lot of these alts are now going to get is like 2 to 3 because there's too much garbage. There really is. So it's like I said in the last video, just it's Bitcoin. Honestly, the best move, just put everything in Bitcoin. It really is, because the alts have failed us. And then looked at Bitcoin. Congrats to Palantir. Stocks. I think a lot of stocks are near their top. Palantir has been insane. Their earnings was really good. It wasn't like something crazy, but it was just really good. Nvidia is way undervalued. It's gonna pick up, especially after Amazon put out in their last earnings that the capex, they're going to spend some crazy amount, like $104 billion, and it's most likely going to AWS. So the reason Amazon's earnings went down is because their forward outlook was pretty disappointing in terms of like innovating. They really aren't pushing on AI stuff as much as I guess investors want. So they are pushing on it. And so Nvidia is going to be way higher. I haven't looked at AMD. I know AMD's popping up. Hood is near a top for sure. I'm just going to put it there. I'll do another video in specifics why and go in detail with some of these stocks. I'm just going to show some of them. Tesla is near a bottom for sure. MSTR, I actually think might go here to the 280s or test new low. It's very possible, depending on how February plays out, how next week plays out. We'll see. But yeah, because it looks really weak, and I think a lot of miners are going to pick up next week. And again, for everybody in alts, just you gotta hodl. I mean, that's the best move. It'll pick up as Bitcoin rallies. They get pulled up with it. So you'll get like some percentage gain. And if you're worried about the future, when you get back to your buy-in, your buy price, you can sell. But just know that it won't be probably till May or June where you'll get those, like I said, those price targets. Like WIF, for example, $6 to $12, depending on where we get Bitcoin to go. Polygon hurts. Polygon I could see 120. Ethereum, honestly, the max I see Ethereum now in this market cycle is probably 6,000. Yeah, I just don't see it. Solana, Solana looks like it's gonna go a little bit lower, maybe. It'll probably hit 500 at the end of the cycle. I don't want to rant. Let's see, what was I gonna get to? Oh, and then I wanted to go over. So we have no. He hardly watches the video, but I know somebody in a Discord that I'm a part of recently. I've known this guy for quite a while. I think probably the same year I started investing. He I joined the Discord and I met I'm conversed with this dude. So I know this guy for quite some time. But anyways, he recently lost like 6 figures on a couple plays. And that definitely hurts. But my point is, I want to bring that up because what we do as investors, life is stressful. And all this effort, this hard work that you put into this space, no one will ever understand it. They will never understand what you had to go through for you to make your money. It's very difficult. And I just want to let you guys know that at the end of it, that you will come out of it with gains. That's how it always happens. This guy who lost his 6 figs, he has a lot of money, but he rubbed it off like, I'll make it back, because that's how it goes. That's how it goes for all of us. This year I've made a lot and I've lost a lot. That's how it plays out. And every time it goes, I'll make it back, because we do. That's just how it works out. You just have to be committed to it. And as long as you put in the hard work, I can't even speak. As long as you put in the hard work and the effort, you'll make it out of it. And I just wanted to say that to you guys, because I know it's been tough. I know for some of you, it's your first time seeing like the market nuke, especially during the tariff news. And yeah, the market does that. But things look promising. If it looked bad, I would tell you guys that, sell, get out. But this is only the beginning, and yeah, we'll make it out of this. But yeah, I think I'll end it right there. But yeah, that's it, guys. Guys, have a good weekend. Cheers. How do I close this thing?